So what would cause them to get aggressive and attack? Because we're pretty much ripping their whole home apart, messing with the queen, and they still haven't stung you.
Nah, not yet. Oh, you all right?
Oh, I just got stung.
You okay?
Right in the eye, because I'm standing in the front like you told me not to. All right. I just get stung. Dan the bee man's back.
We're back.
Oh my goodness.
Good day, beautiful day. Tons of activity.
All right, what are we doing today, Dan?
So we're gonna take a peek, see what's what. We're gonna throw some supers on. You can see all the activity. You see how some of the bees are staying really close and some are leaving. The ones that are staying really close, they're doing orientation flights. So they're probably recently hatched, getting out, stretching their wings, learning the area. They find home based off the sun. So they do these orientation flights where they stay real close to the colony and orient themselves. And then they can fly out. The bees will fly up to 5 miles, give or take. You know, wind and weather plays into that as well. So we're talking about the pollen. You can see on their legs here, that's the pollen coming in. The pollen's the protein portion of their diet, and the nectar is the sugar portion of their diet. That's what they eat. Obviously, the bees will eat that to stay energized, but it's also good for the brood. If you look here on this one here at the top, we got that bright orange, most likely dandelion pollen. They pop like overnight. It's fantastic. But yeah, that's the 2 portions of their diets, and let me get my smoker and we'll get inside.
All right. All right, what does the smoke do? It keeps them calm?
Yeah, so everything with bees is pheromone based. There's a couple different trains of thought. One is it signifies that there's a fire and the bees start gorging themselves with honey to bail out, and they're more worried about that than you. The other thing is with the scent, you kind of like neutralize the scent in the colony, become one with the colony. I don't really know. It works. I definitely won't go in without smoke.
Sounds good.
But that's what we got the smoke for. I think we were here last
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Between all this rain and cold, it's been brutal spring so far.
Not a good spring for fruit production.
So
I don't know anything. Is that good or bad?
This is good. This one, when I brought it here, is about 3 frames worth of bees. Obviously I can't see in the bottom 100%, but they're working up, and we have brood in the top box here. You got honey on the outside, and you got brood on the inside. This is exactly what we want to see with the time of year and the weather. This is exactly what we want. So that's the queen right there.
Where?
Right where my finger is.
Whoa. Let me see. Oh, she's so much bigger.
So she's longer. Yeah, she has an extra portion of her
abdomen?
Thorax, yeah. It's called a spermatheca. That's where she keeps all the sperm when she mates. That's why she's longer, and she can stick her butt in the cells and lay eggs. So we're gonna be really gentle putting this frame back. This one looks good. This one we probably wouldn't have to necessarily put supers on, but with the nice weather, I'm going to, just to give plenty of space. These 2 I project we're gonna probably take a frame or 2 from.
Yeah, that one was the strongest.
Yeah, this one looks real good.
So they're really not that aggressive. I mean, they're not attacking you?
Not yet. They're pretty docile. They're not quite on the dandelions are a decent nectar flow for them. It's not the best nectar flow that we get, but once they get working, they're more worried about doing that than what we're doing. We're definitely gonna put supers on this one because I could see fresh honey, fresh comb in here, which is good, except we want the honey in the supers, not in the deeps. Well, at least a surplus. Anyway.
So the supers that you're about to put on, they're for you.
Yes. So everything in here is for the bees. And everything in the supers is for me.
How does that one look?
This one looks really good. I mean, you could tell, you can see just the volume difference. And we have bees wall to wall here. These are very good. The brood isn't, it's young brood, which is nice. There's actually a little bit of space in here for the queen to lay. So we're gonna throw supers on, and I think we'll curb any kind of swarming temptation that they would get from feeling cramped. But I talk in terms of, well, I keep saying nectar or honey. This is nectar because it's not capped. Once it's capped, it's honey. When the nectar comes back, it could be upwards of 80% water. So they'll fan this down, get it below 18%, and then they cap it over. I hate to do this to you guys, but we're gonna try it. Stick your finger in there, pal.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much fresher than that, and it is fantastic. Pop, we're gonna crack this top deep and look underneath of it for swarm cells. If there are swarm cells, we can break it up. I don't think we're gonna see any, but we're gonna try to be thorough here.
So if there's another queen, we don't want to have two queens in the same.
Well, it's not that it's another queen; it's a queen in the making, which means they're getting ready to swarm. So if you look, this is all drone brood in the center here. Drones are the only male bees of the colony. That's a good sign. That means spring's here to hopefully stay. So if you look, these are queen cups. They're not cells. They make them in case they need to make swarm cells. I don't see any swarm cells, which is good. I didn't think so. We still had some space, but they're definitely bringing in nectar. You can look, you can see the cap. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I can see that there's cap brood all throughout here. So we're definitely gonna throw supers on, and these bees look really, really good.
So what would cause them to get aggressive and attack? Because we're pretty much ripping their whole home apart,
Yeah.
messing with the queen, and they still haven't stung you.
Nah, not yet. So what makes them aggressive is if there's something wrong. So if they're queenless, if they're sick, different insecticides, pesticides, will get them all fired up. Weather, if this was, a cloudy day and 10 degrees colder, they'd be not happy that we're in here. But because it's a nice day, like I said, that nectar flow really plays into that as well. So as long as they're healthy and happy, they're gonna leave you alone for the most part.
Great. This is actually the best, most activity today
Oh yeah.
since
Well, we actually
you were
have
here
nice
2
weather.
weeks ago.
Weather definitely plays into it significantly.
I was driving around in the golf cart. I saw them on my plums, my pluots, my Asian
good.
pears. They're all over the peaches. Yeah, so they're doing work today.
Good.
How many gallons can one beehive get you?
The average for this area is about 60 pounds surplus a colony. Last year I was averaging 85.
Whoa.
And obviously that
You say 85 pounds, like
of surplus honey that I took from the bees. So obviously that varies. I could have a colony that
per colony, 85 pounds?
yeah.
Whoa.
I did roughly 6,000 pounds last year of honey.
Oh, I'm gonna have to come film you process it.
Yeah, it would definitely. Get this all squared away here.
Now, what if you were to accidentally take the queen? Is the colony done?
Nah, they'll, as long as there are eggs in here, which there are, they should grow a new queen. It just sets them back because they have to raise her. She has to get out and mate. Then you just get all sorts of variables involved that I try not to have happen. It does happen. You know, you don't. There could be upwards of 60,000 bees in a colony. So it really is in the summertime, springtime, trying to find a needle in a haystack. And sometimes you drop a frame, I don't know, scoot a frame together and she's crawling over it and you kill her, or you damage her and they replace her. So basically what I'm doing is I'm rearranging the colony so that I put all the brood in the bottom and the center, a little bit of food on the outside. I'm gonna give her tons of space above her so she can really start laying. She lays based off of incoming food. So with these nice days and the nectar flow starting, she's really gonna ramp up. Bees like to work up and out. So that's why I'm putting everything in the center on the bottom and giving her tons of space above so she doesn't feel pressured that they're running out of space, and it relieves the swarm temptations. Well, hopefully anyway, which I think we're gonna be able to do here. There she is. So wherever my thumb is, you can see, and she's a little bit darker than the other one. I would say she's got a lot more crinolein in her by that color.
Oh, you can see.
Yeah. I'm not, a species
almost
expert.
3 times the size.
Yeah, definitely longer. There's a good picture. And you'll see some of the bees will actually follow her around. They're the attendants. They're just making sure that she stays groomed, feeding her, anything that she needs, they provide.
Is it true that bees don't fly during a solar eclipse?
So, again, I'm just a dumb fireman that plays this thing against insects, but I was reading an article the other day, and it makes perfect sense. As the eclipse starts to occur, it obviously gets darker. The bees don't fly at night because, like we said earlier, they find home by the sun. So when the light starts to go away, it starts to simulate that the day is coming to an end, and they will slow down. Once that sun comes back out, in theory, they should start flying again. They don't know time as per, okay, the sun comes up and it's up for 12 hours. They know it is, the sun's hitting the colony, it's warm, we're working. So in theory, and
so the direction of the sun helps them find home?
That's how they find home, is the direction where the sun is in relation to where the colony is.
Nice. That's very cool. Why do you always see people using bee suits when they do this, and they haven't bothered you at all?
So, if I'm on video, I try not to wear a bee suit because I want to show that the bees aren't aggressive. The honeybees get kind of like roped into all the bee species of being mean, aggressive, stinging. I'm taking my time explaining, I'm being ginger when I'm doing this. If I'm just out and about, I typically will throw a veil on because I can move quicker, and if they get a little aggressive, it's okay. But if you're taking your time and being diligent, they typically are okay. And like I said, I wear a veil more for the education of it. But when I'm working out in the field by myself, I put a veil on and I just move through.
That makes sense.
All right, so really, really strong. We're gonna give them 3 supers. Getting strong. We'll give them a super just for time, so I'm to be back babysitting them. These bees are definitely gonna be putting honey in the supers probably by the end of the week. These bees, they have some time. They're probably 3 weeks behind this colony, which isn't a big deal. The real strong honey flow hasn't started, and you've said that you've seen bees all over your pears and plums and everything. So you're happy with that, and if we get some honey, I'm happy too. So
I am
it's a good
When do you ever have to take the supers you're putting on now and replace them in the summer?
I hope I have to have that. I hope I have that problem, because that means it's a really good honey year.
Does that mean like you're over 100 pounds at that point?
I've had colonies 5 high, so 2 deeps and 5 supers. I've had them where they're about this high.
And it just has to do with like not a lot of rain and no cloud, a lot of good weather.
It's just the area, a good nectar flow. I have a yard over in Jersey that's surrounded by very good nectar sources, and I came close to 1,000 pounds out of that yard.
Whoa. What are you doing now?
Same thing, just trying to find, I'm gonna steal a frame from this colony if I don't start to get stung.
How long are those frames good for? Like a couple years?
Yeah, so they say you should rotate your comb out every 5 to 7 years. Some say 10 years. The problem with it is the herbicides and fungicides and insecticides, all that stuff gets stuck in the comb. So when it's in the comb, it just continually could make the bees sick, and makes them more susceptible to other diseases that typically wouldn't kill them. I do my best. It's not the most practical, especially on a small scale. When you're bigger, you have more bees, you can rotate a lot easier. So I do my best.
Do you get more honey flow if you're like in agricultural land, like out in the boonies, or like we're in the suburbs right now?
Yeah.
So like bean fields, corn fields, or?
Well, corn doesn't do anything for the bees. They could give them a little bit of pollen, but sweet corn gets medicated or treated with different things, insecticides, and that hurts the bees. For us,
where's known for?
Oh, you all right?
Oh, I just got stung.
You okay?
Right in the eye, because I'm standing in the front like you told me not to.
Just walk away. Walk off to the side there, because you now have a pheromone on you. You okay?
Oh, right in the eye. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. You know, it's worth it for the content.
Taking one for the team. Don't squeeze it. Just scratch it to make sure the stinger is out.
All right. I just get stung. I was way too close in the front. And it hurts. Mostly because it's in my eye. I would say that it hurts less than your normal summer yellow jacket. Dan, you're gonna have to see if the stinger's in me, because it's like on my eyelid.
All right. We can do that.
Dan's laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you. It hurts to get stung in the eye. It hurts to get stung anywhere. Close your eye. It's still in there, that's why.
I can't.
Yeah. There you go, it's out now.
Oh.
Hold on, keep your eye closed. Let me get it for you. There you go. You're good now.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, that's right on the eyelid. That's a doozy right there.
And you know what? It latched onto me, and then like I tried to brush it off brush it off, and I missed, and then I missed, and then I felt this thing. Like they were actually, the bee was on there for a couple seconds before it lit me up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can you explain this pheromone? Because I feel like now there's more coming from my head.
Yeah, so that pheromone, once you get stung, it releases like the pheromone is like a fight pheromone. So they're gonna definitely be more attentive to you now that you have that on you. Now that you got stung. They're jumping on me.
We need more smoke, man.
Yeah.
You get stung?
Not yet. It's coming. I can feel it.
Now, is it true to the bee that stung me? Is it dead now?
Yeah, most likely.
Because the stinger gets ripped out?
Yeah, it rips their abdomen pretty good. If the stinger doesn't come out, there's a chance they could survive. But our skin's pretty rough, and the barb in the stinger gets stuck and rips the bottom of their abdomen out.
All right, so Dan got the first super on, the red one. Now the yellow and the gray.
Yeah, the colors don't mean anything.
I think it looks good.
It's rainbow. A little bit of everything. Yeah, they're getting a little angry. It's all right. So this one's really strong. We took 2 frames from it, a brood, gave 2 fresh frames, so the queen has a lot of space, some decent space to lay, and we're gonna throw the supers on. This one's a little bit stronger than this one, so I might throw 2 on, just so that it has space and I don't have to come back so quickly. And I'll throw 1 on there just to give it a little bit more room.
So that middle one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty much done for the season. I mean, besides checking on it.
I'll definitely check on it. We had one of the problems I think we had last year was they got honeybound here. So we're gonna come back in a couple weeks and just kind of, more so for these colonies on the outside, just to make sure that they're okay and growing, going the right direction, but also to check, because once they start working into here, I'll throw another super on just to be safe.
All right, so where can people reach you, Dan?
So we're on Facebook and Instagram, Bob's Buzzy Bees. All my contact info's on there. We don't have any way of ordering online. Shipping honey is pretty expensive, and like I said, we're not one of those big commercial guys that can do it in numbers.
Are you going to any trade shows or anything locally?
Yeah, we have some stuff coming up. Everything's posted on our Facebook. We're starting to sign up for the events in the fall and throughout the summer now. We're going to be, we've got a couple new locations this year that we're going to be doing some education, some talks at, that we're going to get scheduled up here soon, and all that will be posted on Facebook.
All right, everybody, Bob's Buzzy Bees. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, man. No problem.